All right, YouTube, we're gonna go through the patch notes for 1.22 for Vintage Story. I've got it all laid out here for us, so let's dive in. First thing we got is fishing. They've added a fishing pole and fishing mechanics. They've added 20 new freshwater fish, so that's really cool. You can kind of see them there. Fish no longer spawn in small bodies of water. You gotta find some bigger ponds. They also run away from you if you try to melee them. So I'm not sure if that's gonna work the same with spears, like throwing them, but they might be harder to catch. They will also deplete. So that means if you overfish, I think that's what that means. If you overfish, then they can't replenish. I don't know. I don't know if they replenish or not. We'll have to find out. You can also taxidermy them. I think this wall looks super, super cool. They've added 2 new plants to the game to support fishing bait, which you'll need to catch fish, or you can find worms. They've added unique art for each spear. They've also added an iron spear. So everything below that is a little worse, but they've added an iron spear to be kind of in between. And then look at that art. It looks really, really nice. They've added quenching, tempering, and grinding. So this is gonna add some stats to your tools and weapons, such as durability or strength, but you can't do them all. They've also added some armor stands so you can see all your armor and clothing. So that's really cool. This is the shelving rework. This is adding things to shelves kind of wherever you want to. You can also chisel out small shapes and blocks and add them to the shelves. Here's a screenshot from the developer, from the Discord, showing off the fish and the shelving and some other stuff. Before I tell you about any of other cool stuff, so rivers, they're working on those. They're not quite happy with it yet. It was a little vague in the patch notes whether they're, sure about it. The status effect system and item heating overhaul is going to be pushed forward. Elevators are going to be pushed forward as well. Things that probably will make it are procedural dungeons, berry bush rework, and sawmills. They've went ahead and added art and made builds for traders around the world, so they're represented better by what kind of trader they are or the environment they're in. And they've added a bunch of clutter to add to it that also represents the trader that they are. Now here's a cool one. They've added a bunch of colors to things. So they've added a couple new hair colors. They've added ways to make colored clay inside the game without mods. They've also added colored ladders. So that's really cool. They've added several new different types of mushrooms and a trippy new effect for some of those mushrooms. Here's a huge quality of life one. You can now get stuff out of backpacks on the ground. Thank goodness. I know a lot of people will feel this change, and I have always wondered why this wasn't a thing. So I'm glad it's in there now. Now they have kind of nerfed windmills. Windmills, if they're geared up too high, will catch fire, but as kind of a progression system thing, they're adding stronger components that you can build to counteract this change. They've done a fat rework. They didn't add a ton of details on that, but I am interested. Here's some fat all over the ground. They've also made more boar variants and done a model rework. So you can kind of see the giant variant and the little babies. They're so cute. So I'm really, really excited to farm some of these guys. They've added more art for the CROCS, depending on which fruit or vegetable that's in there. You've got a little different display of artwork. They've done a oil lamp rework. They kind of display a little differently. I really like it. And they also said there's some more placement options with these. I know it's been kind of difficult to place them. And here's the water wheel. It looks really good, but they say there are still issues, so they're working those out. Hey, it looks really good. Thank you for checking out the video. I still encourage you to go over there and look at the real patch notes. There is lots more details on there. I hope this kind of summarized it for you to get you moving. You can play the pre-release, or you can wait for the full release for all the other stuff. Either way, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later.